Ice Cube. Ice Cube when America's Most dropped. Although Ice Cube was the first person that made me pick up a pen, Murray was the first person that made me seriously pick up a pen.
Man, let me welcome y'all niggas to the gallery shop. I used to dread it, and to the day my allergies stopped. So thank that medic, that workout made my calories high. Now I'm just trying to get the fuck up out this hourly slot that's so pathetic. And knowing my rivals is all tender, I'm articulate. Could have been icing them all winter, holding my sword with her. Part of it's all minute. This picture was drawn with her, hand of a raw center. When the middle ain't solid, you witness the frame break. Some suckers got bones that crack in the same place. I'm seeing white horses, thinking my brain's laced. I crashed through the entrance, smashing the main gates with nothing but 16 balls in the game face. Cause mentally y'all niggas don't step to the same base. I'm shuffling the cards while cuffing the plain ace. We running the same track, but this ain't the same race. I'm sick of this scenery, niggas is spit nursery. If they consider nice, then motherfuckers should worship me. This is not a song, this here is lyrical surgery. These are more than words to me, this is a deadly certainty.
All right. Sunday dinner in full effect, baby. Sunday dinner in full effect. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick and get us up to speed. Show V. Let's do that. Yo, how's everything on your end, Brown? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, fam.
All right. So we waiting on Dion to come in as usual. He's trying to do something new. Information, so on and so forth. We're gonna see how that goes. All right. What we got first? Salute, right? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Salute, King.
Ooh.
That's some hot water right there, baby. That's some hot water. All right. So as we wait on the good brother Dion, I got a couple of things I still need to do in the background. Like set up our I'm trying to do it from this side. I can't. Shoot, bring up what you got to talk about real quick before we get started. And is my music too loud? First, let's start there.
No, that's cool.
All right. A couple of things I need to do in the background real quick. I had text Danny and Shaniqua, you know what I'm saying, to see if they wanted to pop through on us. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Peace Kings. I can't see who that is. All right. Over here. I don't even have my PowerPoint up. Pull you over here. Hop gave us a laundry list of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones too. A lot of good ones. I'm looking at one now.
Yeah,
and this is a very interesting one.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see your response to it.
Let me see. I might have it queued up already. I gotta wait for them all to load up real quick. And
it kind of goes to some a topic that we already talked about. So I'm pretty sure I know how you gonna feel about it.
Okay. Well, shoot.
There was a question about he asked, do you feel that Alchemist is a culture vulture?
See, I meant to look that up because I'm not hip to Alchemist.
My answer is absolutely not. The kid is ill.
Yeah.
I mean, you're familiar. I mean, you know who he is. You're familiar with that kid's beats. The fire that he done put in the industry.
Like one, name one.
Man, he done projects with Bandana P, with Prodigy. You done heard plenty of this kid's beats. Matter of fact, I just posted one, the collab him and Hit Boy.
Oh, word.
You didn't see that on the page?
I did not. I did not.
Well, in any case, my answer would be absolutely not. The kid got some ill ass beats. He didn't definitely made a worthy and notable contribution.
Okay. No, I have to get acclimated. And I apologize. I got so much going on that I should have had ready before we even push play. I don't know. I'll get it together. All right. Shout out to Danny Holmes and Shaniqua. I forgot that Shaniqua was hospitalized. So yeah, that was bad timing with me trying to get them on the pod today. Thoughts and prayers out to Shaniqua, you know what I'm saying? Praying that she get a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's my bad on that. I should have checked with her status before I asked him that question. That's kind of insensitive on my part, but yeah, so charge it to my head, not my heart. That wasn't you know what I'm saying? That wasn't on purpose. But okay, what you got to say about the Wu-Tang Saga? That just
man, that last episode, in my opinion, to me, that was the best one yet.
That was the best one over the Old Dirty and the Purple Tape one.
I mean, to me, it was. I mean, and that ain't to take nothing away from them episodes and them chambers, but that shit was that genius chamber was that shit was dope as fuck.
You're right, and I love how they play it. Like, okay, we just gonna make our own movie inside of the movie instead of just telling you play by play how it went down. Because, like you said, you read the book already. You kind of know how the story unfolds. You know what I'm saying? But I love how they tell like a story with a movie theme or whatever.
Well, I read RZA's book years ago. Now, they all got their own perspectives. Like, I haven't read Raekwon's book.
Okay. So what's your take on how they did because I wanted to ask you this when they did the Purple Take one. But when they was introducing their competition nonchalantly, you know what I'm saying? Like, they kept showing everybody was bumping big. Wu hasn't put out anything in a while. And you know what I'm saying? They kept playing that One More Chance back to back and back. You know what I'm saying? And then they had on the Purple Tape, they was trying to find out who killed their homies, and they went to see Big or somebody that was the personification of Big. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was dope. It was just dope as shit how they put that together.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it was crazy because, like, you know, us, we lived through that shit, so it kind of took you back to that time.
No doubt. Yeah, and that was interesting. That GZA saga was interesting because it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was telling the story about the success that Dirty and Meth had, and kind of like their crossover, kind of sell out the culture, you know what I'm saying, take on it. And we got to bring them back to the real this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely dope as shit. Now, not only thing next they got to do, I'm just curious to see how they're going to do my man Tony Stark's chamber.
How many episodes they got left?
I'm not sure, but I mean, Tony, you know, Ghostface chamber has to be, if not the next episode, one of them before the season is over with.
Yeah, no doubt. Danny wants to come on next week after the award show. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Him and Shaniqua. Hopefully everything is everything by then. Yeah. How many more stories they got to tell? Because, you know what I'm saying, if they're going to break down, because they haven't really broke down Meth, to be honest. They just like springboarded like into the future where Meth was already gold and
No, you're right, because I don't think like they didn't give Meth his chamber a whole episode, did they?
No, they haven't. They haven't. And that's why it was interesting. They did Dirty's, you know what I'm saying, before they did Meth, but we know that Meth took off before Dirty did.
No, and that's crazy, because I didn't even think about that until now. Yeah, they didn't give Meth's chamber a whole episode.
No doubt. And they had let me see. Let me check this real quick. The good brother Jason Page said, "Peace, Kings." Jason, you gotta let Facebook share your likeness, or StreamYard share your likeness, or it's not gonna pop up right. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. But then when you mentioned Tony Starks, I was like, yeah. To be honest, that made me question how many episodes they got left. You know what I'm saying? Because I hope they do one for all of them. I know Tony Starks is gonna be dope as fuck. Which one did he come out with? First?
Iron Man.
Iron Man was first, right?
Yeah. Classic joints.
No doubt. No doubt. So what was his second? Well, which one did Supreme Clientele fall under?
The Supreme Clientele the second. I think Supreme Clientele was the second. I'm pretty sure that was the second solo release.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not hip. I don't have them in order. I thought that what's his name was first. I mean, I thought Iron Man was second for some reason.
No, Iron Man was not. That's definitely. Iron Man was definitely first.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, we were supposed to. Well, since we didn't have Zuck and had Ryan last week, we were supposed to have Dig Mata this week. You know what I'm saying? We just been missing each other, so that didn't happen. But it is what it is. Still working out some kinks in the background, but we're gonna get moving.
Matter of fact, when we get done with this podcast today, I might go watch that Jizz episode again.
Yeah. I mean, in real life, who do you think the villain was? You think that was just a play in the what you call it? You think that was a real person?
No, I mean, no, I don't. It couldn't have been a real person, because it involved too many different people. I mean, he had to save he saved old Dirty, he saved Meth. So, you know, I think that was just a symbolism for just like what the industry was doing at that particular point in time in hip hop.
Man, I wish they would make RZA, the dude that's playing RZA, I wish they would make him practice sounding more like RZA when he's rapping.
Man, I don't know if that's possible though, man. I be thinking about that shit. I don't know if it's possible to duplicate that.
No, not to a T, but we know that's we understand that they hired a British actor to play RZA. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a disconnect there. But you know what I'm saying, dude, he's cool with the accent and the role that he's playing when he's talking, but when it comes to doing the songs, he does, like, if you're not a RZA fan and you never really heard of RZA until this episode, you would think that RZA was one of the worst MCs in the Wu. Just how the show is played out, but it's just because this dude really hasn't really put any. I think it would just take some practice, though, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude that's playing Raekwon, he talked about how he followed Ray and studied Ray. You know what I'm saying, to make sure that he was gonna get Ray down pat.
No, that kid's doing a hell of a job too.
Yeah, he is.
Now, obviously, when it comes to the rapping part, I mean, I think Dave East does the best. But that's to be expected. I mean, he's a real fucking rapper.
No doubt. Yeah. But my man's and one of the things I do like about when they remake the songs or redo them in their own voices, like some of those words that went over your head are clear in the episode. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
Like
I can agree with that.
there were some parts in there where I was like, damn, I didn't know he said that. You know what I'm saying? Until the episode came out and the rookies was added. All right, so let me just flip through to the next question because I don't see Dion. We don't. All right, I don't know much about Just Ice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about Just Ice. I was trying to figure out who that was when Hop sent the question. Maybe you did, or whoever jumped on the panel, if they did, or whatever. But it says Just Ice was released from prison over a year ago and is currently working on an album. Does this interest you? Why or why not? It doesn't interest me because I don't know who dude is.
I mean, I know who he is, and you. I mean, you do too. You just got to refresh your memory. But I mean, I can say, I'm interested because I know he's gonna have some features on it. You know, it's gonna be a lot of people wanting to contribute to that album just because of how long the kid been. You know, how much time he did.
Has he had any hits or anything?
I don't know about any hits.
What's a notable song that he has?
Notable song to Just Ice. I'd have to look it up, man. I didn't even see that question.
Yeah, this was one of the ones we didn't get to last week.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up.
All right.
'Cause I can't remember off the top of my head. You don't remember him with KRS-One?
What was the song?
Yeah, I think from the looks of it, they did a whole EP together. Yeah, they did a 5-song EP together.
That's crazy because when Hop brought it up, I was trying to think of who it was, but no, I couldn't figure it out.
Now I remember the video they had together. The fuck was it? It was a long time ago, though, son. Long time ago. Dude did a lot of time, man.
What did he do time for?
I don't know. I think it had something to do with robbing a fucking bank or something. But yeah, in any case, I definitely would be. I got some interest in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
just because I think there's gonna be a lot of people that's just gonna want to contribute to that album. So,
all right,
like your boy, like Chris, like I just said, it wouldn't shock me if KRS-One is on that joint.
Well, if you find out before I do, you know what I'm saying, be sure to get me hip because I can't put it together. I can't put it together. So one of the things I started doing, right? Got to give homage to Hassan because he's the one that comes up with these questions every week. So sure. I just named these Hops topics. These are all Hops topics. All right. So, honest opinion, I'm pretty sure you've heard this question or you read this question today. Should health and every other insurance policies be implemented into hip hop contracts for all artists, especially for situations like Freeway and Young Ma? Now, me in particular, I'm not privy to the situation with Freeway and Young Ma. It would make sense for my man that had congestive heart failure from De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? I would get it from, but I don't know their situation. But go ahead. What would you want to say, Brown?
No, I was going to say absolutely. I agree with that. Hell yeah, they should have health insurance. I mean, why shouldn't they? It's a job. No it's doubt. A job, and shit. Anymore, it's a risky goddamn job. Shit, might be the most goddamn dangerous job of all.
I agree. Yeah, I would definitely say yeah. I mean, like any other occupation. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is a contract. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't see how difficult it would be to put hip hop in as a clause. I mean, not hip hop, but health insurance in as a clause. Life insurance as well. You know what I'm saying? MC's family shouldn't have to bank on royalties in order to, you know what I'm saying, survive after the passing of an artist, especially a mainstream artist or a pop artist or whatnot. You know what
it's
I'm saying?
correct, because I used to already just assume that there was health insurance commitments tied up in contracts. I just assumed that because it just made sense.
No doubt. And that's crazy because I was just seeing a song that Lil Wayne did, right? And it says Lil Wayne featuring DMX, but it's a new song. So all Lil Wayne did basically was took a sample of an interview that DMX was having and put that in the song where DMX talks in the beginning, but he gets credit for the song. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that song, the royalties or whatnot goes back to his estate. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not here. But at the end of the day, that's dope. That was a dope ass gesture by Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, artists shouldn't even have to bank on that, in my opinion.
That song was hard as fuck too, son.
Oh, you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, I posted it. I didn't post it. I think I posted it on my own page on Facebook. I don't think I put it in the group. It was a couple weeks ago. Cause you know, Swizz Beat produced that joint.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's fun because I think Wayne made that song because he didn't like where they placed him at on that Billboard list.
He didn't like where they placed DMX at? No,
where they placed him at.
Oh.
And I can't remember what place they gave him, but it wasn't in the top 5. I think he was like, he was like number 8 or something like that. Because I seen an interview where if he was 8, he was like, well, shit, name 7 rappers better than me.
That's crazy. No, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty dope. But the fact that a whole culture, like this whole new generation of rappers, are basically copycat Lil Wayne's, those Lil Wayne's babies.
No, absolutely. I mean, and I said this last week. I mean, personally, I mean, Wayne will never be in my top 5 just because, you know, I didn't grow up on Wayne, but I definitely recognize that this man gave birth to a whole fucking generation.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing is some of the rappers that are in my personal top 5, I can't say that about. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Yeah, because he's a father MC. He's definitely a father MC. Shit, that's crazy. But yeah,
no, it is. It's like okay, like, you know, Black Thought's gonna be extremely high in my list, but I can't necessarily say that Black Thought has had the same influence in terms of birthing a whole goddamn generation of MCs like Lil Wayne has.
Right. And that being the case, don't you think that should catapult him a little higher in the standings though?
I mean, if you're talking about a Billboard list, yeah. I mean, that shit's not gonna matter on my personal list.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Because I don't listen to half of the goddamn children that he gave birth to.
Man. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I listen to some of them. You know what I'm saying? And now I can recognize Lil Wayne's style and what they're doing. You know, but yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next one. Hot topics, right? Should record labels and execs also be held responsible for the music that artists put out and face the same sentences?
That's a good one. I would have to.
You gotta answer this right. You gotta answer this one correct, Brown.
Well, you answer first. You go first, now.
No, I want you to answer first, but I want you to. I'm waiting on your answer based on something that we had a conversation about previously. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, okay, we gotta put the question in the context in terms of what's really being asked. So, if I'm trying to think of specific situations, so let's take YSL. So is what he's asking is, should the record execs be held to the same criminal consequences as the artist
Yeah.
for,
Basically.
for backing that music?
Yep. Promoting it, pushing it. You know what I'm saying?
That would be kind of hard from a legal standpoint. I mean, they would have to be able to prove that those fucking record execs knew exactly what the content of that music meant.
But they knew the content before the public did.
I'm talking, but they made it's okay. So let me go back on this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to say no, because I don't even feel that the fucking artist should be held responsible for that.
Okay.
Because it's just fucking music. Now again, like I said last week, if you can, if a rapper is dumb enough to be so clear and concise to where the court system could actually draw the straight fucking line between lyrics that they put on wax versus an actual criminal activity, then that's on the rapper. But in general speaking, fuck no, I don't think rap lyrics should be used as evidence in court. So therefore, if I feel as if the artist shouldn't be held responsible, then no, I don't think the record exec should be held responsible either.
Okay. All right. Somebody said, "Oh, Maurice Carter. Maurice, you got to let StreamYard use your likeness, fam." But Maurice Carter said, "Wouldn't that be like a drug dealer being blamed for a junkie's overdose?" That's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it.
No, it is. It's a very, very, very valid point.
All right. But I just read on the news recently that there's these parents, this mother and this father, that are being charged with manslaughter for the mass shooting that their child just committed. Right? For one, they bought him the gun. They told him, you know what I'm saying, they knew his homicidal tendencies or whatnot, but they basically was telling him that he better not get caught. Was not telling him, yo, this was wrong, so on and so forth. So they're being brought up on manslaughter charges. I kind of think that relationship is kind of the same with, you know what I'm saying, what we're dealing with here. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to taking responsibility, like you said, no, they're not ultimately responsible, because the person who listens to the music, so on and so forth, is responsible for their own actions. All right. Whether they're being influenced by the music or not, that's one thing. But you're still responsible for your own actions. I get you on that part. Right.
Oh, so okay. So you're talking about the influence that music may have on a person.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're getting at?
To a degree, yeah. I pretty much thought that's where the question was leading.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Right. So you say no. I'm glad you said no. But you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute.
But again, I was talking strictly in terms of specific examples where they're trying to use music to indict people, to indict rappers.
No doubt. That's rappers telling on themselves. But this is talking about them, you know what I'm saying, putting out music that's influencing the public to be a certain way, or so on and so forth. And we're past the point where we can no longer say that music doesn't have an influence on the younger generation, because it's proof that it does. Not only that, like if you go to YouTube, there's an episode that they had where they took music artists from popular music artists. The only person I can really remember was Raekwon. Raekwon was part of this. They took them over to Africa to show these artists the influence that their music is having on Africans, because these militias over in Africa were taking their music so serious that they were actually committing every grievous crime that they heard on their albums. so on and so forth. And it was crazy because they was like, okay, this militia went in to this orphanage and was cutting the limbs off of these kids, so on and so forth. And they was trying to get these artists to get off the bus and go say hi to the kids. Raekwon was like, nah, I'm not getting off the bus. I'm not getting off the bus. Some niggas was crying. Like music has a deep impact. All right. So my point is this: they only want the artist to feel some sort of responsibility for the music that's being put out, but not the record executives. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, in that context, how you're putting it, yeah, they definitely have a responsibility. They definitely have a hand in that shit. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I remember there was an interview on the Breakfast Club when they had the one dude.
Leah, I know what you're talking about. Leah Cohen.
Leah Cohen was on there, right? And Charlamagne the God asked him, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Would you know what I'm saying? Something on the lines of, I forget exactly how he fucking said it. I forget exactly what, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, he asked him pretty much what we're talking about now, and Leah told him his answer was, "Hey, I got a family to feed." That's what the fuck he told him.
Exactly. Right. He doesn't care what the music is doing to black children, so on and so forth. But at the same time, you got a lot of these people that wouldn't let their children listen to that music. You got a lot of artists that wouldn't let their own children listen to the music that they put out.
No, very true. Hell, I've heard rappers. There's rappers I've heard say that shit before. That they don't let their children listen to their music.
Mm-hmm. So it definitely has an influence, but now
not that you can control the music that a kid listens to. You couldn't do it with us, and we were listening to goddamn tapes and CDs. So in the social media world, you definitely can't. You have very little control or influence on what music your kid listens to. You can just dictate what they listen to in front of you.
All right. So I think this question extends to an answer that you gave back when we was talking about that culture vulture situation. When I was like, you know what I'm saying, the Beastie Boys were culture vultures, and you was like, well, what about Russell Simmons? Ain't he a culture vulture? You know what I mean? That's the extension with the artists and the executives that, you know what I'm saying, you got to say if one's responsible, then both are. In the context of how you put that whole culture vulture context.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'd like to go back and look at that interview again, because that I mean, it was he said it in a very fucking cocky way.
Yeah, he did.
Very fucking cocky way. But yeah, and he should, you know, them record execs, especially if we talking about drill music, hell yeah, they should feel some responsibility for that shit.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree. Yeah, because in that interview, he was first trying to sound all concerned about all the kids taking lean and this and that, so on and so forth, and being real concerned. And then Charlamagne was like, if you that concerned, then why you let your artists push that, what you call it? Said, because I got to eat. Said, oh, okay. So it is what it is. Who was this? Maurice Carter said, Jay said it best, Scarface the movie did more to me than Scarface the rapper did.
Yeah, that was a very dope line and very on point. I remember that line.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on to the next question then. We're gonna have to come back to these when we get some more participation. Hops topics. All right. It says, if you could have been featured on one classic album, which album and which song would that have been? And where would your verse have been placed on that song? That's a little difficult. I'll let you answer that.
I don't know about placement. I definitely would have loved to have been on on Illmatic. Illmatic Life's a Bitch.
Yeah, which song?
That's the one, and I know what you're gonna say. That's the classic joint with AZ, man.
Yeah, that would have been dope if they would have put you in there and took AZ ass off of there.
No.
Left him on the hook.
No, I left him on the song.
Left AZ ass on the hook, man. I don't think I have an answer for this song. There was
It's just crazy to me that I didn't know all them years that you felt this way about AZ.
yeah, man, his voice, it was just his voice. It was like somebody scratching the chalkboard.
Like I'm trying my damnedest to remember. I don't remember you ever having an issue with AZ, or you just kept it to yourself.
Nah, I mean,
Because when Do or Die came out, that shit was in rotation with us.
he wasn't
Maybe
in my-
not you.
he wasn't in my
Maybe not you. Maybe not you personally. Do or Die was heavy in my rotation.
It was not in my rotation at all, whatsoever. But there's got to be one to that classic album.
I mean, it's hard to answer because every 10 minutes you're gonna think of a different album. You're gonna think of a different answer every time you think about it.
No doubt. No doubt. There he
Yo,
is.
what up, my brothers?
What up? What up, fam?
What's good?
What's up, Dion?
Enjoying this weather, man. Loving the sun. Can y'all hear me?
All right. Yeah. You're a little delayed, but you're good though.
Yeah, I'm out on the deck, bro. I'm gonna get back in the house.
Oh, okay.
You know what it is.
It's just like now. I thought about it. I would change my answer again.
What would your answer be?
I would have liked to have been on been in the 36 Chambers, the joint Rainy Day.
Got you.
And in 5 more minutes, I'll think of a different answer.
I would say the Fugees. How many mics?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We definitely used to freestyle over that fucking beat over and over again.
No doubt. How many mics would you rip on a daily? Many money. Let me say many. No doubt.
Matter of fact, that was a popular go-to freestyle beat back then.
Hey, for sure. And that's when Lauryn Hill staked her claim as the hottest female rapper of all time.
Well, it was that and the Jamal joint. You know what I'm talking about.
Which one? Jamal from the Illegal?
Yeah, I mean he was with Eric Sermon and them at this point. Fade Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was a very common go-to freestyle beat back then.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. So let's skip to the next one real quick. The next one is, there he is. Now I don't know how much information you got on Lupe Fiasco, but it says, do you feel Lupe Fiasco is qualified enough to teach a hip-hop course in college, which he is currently doing?
That's my guy.
I mean, I fuck with Lupe, especially at that very first album. I had issues. I mean, the issue I had with Lupe is when he made his comments about the tribe. You remember those comments?
Mm-mm.
No.
So he, if I can remember this right, they were paying a tribute to Tribe, and I think he was one of the rappers that was going to perform one of Tribe songs, and he made the comment that he didn't know the lyrics because he wasn't a Tribe fan. And I mean, his truth is his truth. It was just shocking because listening to his music, I would have guessed that he was a very fucking big Tribe fan growing up. You know, because his music falls within that same lane. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't get mad at him for it. It was more just so shocking to me. But yeah, I think that dude's qualified to teach that course. I mean, Lupe is ill as fuck. I mean, very deep thinking dude. Dope ass MC.
I heard that. Yeah, he's dope as fuck, man. And I remember just recently he had got into a spat with Kendrick Lamar talking about Kendrick was basically a carbon copy of him. Like that stuff that we think that Kendrick is all unique about. Lupe was the first one doing that to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if he's already teaching it, I believe he's the perfect man for the job. To be honest, his genius is beyond just like um regular rapper shit.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He actually has a deeper mind about, you know what I'm saying, how it is and so on and so forth, or a way to approach it. Like you can listen to Kendrick Lamar music and you'll be like, okay, nobody's doing that. Where did he get that influence from? You know what I'm saying? He has different angles of where he looks at hip hop. So I think that's dope. When you go back into that kick push, you know what I'm saying, and see what he was actually talking about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was one of the first skateboarding rappers before Lil Wayne or whatnot.
Your mic is coming in and out, yeah.
Is it?
A little bit.
All right, I'm gonna try cutting this music down some for some reason. This shit just got real loud. All right. Can you hear me now?
No, it's perfect now.
All right. No, I was just basically talking about how his music, like if you gotta be, I don't know, a heavy weed smoker, kind of to understand his music on the first take. But usually, like if you go back and listen to his shit like a second and third time, his music be so deep.
No, absolutely. That first album, what was it, Food, Drinks, and Liquor? That first album, man, that shit stayed heavy in my rotation for like a whole fucking year.
Yeah, but like
heavy.
If you a surface rapper or you somebody that listens to surface rap, that easy peasy, this and that, yeah, a lot of his shit will go over your head. A lot of his shit will fly straight over your head. But he's dope as fuck, and he preaches. I mean, he preaches. He raps on a level of a professor, to be honest.
So when you in tune with him and Royce 5'9" went back and forth? This wasn't that long ago.
No, I'm not in tune to that. I am in tune with him and Kendrick going back and forth though.
No, I mean him and Royce actually made songs.
Oh, they actually going back and forth like that.
Yes, nah. they actually made songs going at each other.
Nah, I'm not hip at all.
No, you might when you get a chance, go look that shit up. It was a good one. It was damn sure a good back and forth. And I'm gonna tell you what, and Lupe held his own way better than I thought he would, because I didn't think he really wanted no parts of Royce the 5'9", but shit, Lupe's response back was it wasn't no soft hit. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck they was beefing about. I can't remember how that shit started. I just remember those two. I just remember their songs going at each other.
All right, that's dope. That's dope. I don't know why it ain't showing up on here, but on YouTube it says we have 1,187 people watching with us. It's not showing up on StreamYard as that many, but you know what I'm saying? Huh, that's interesting. I started smiling. Cheek to cheek, what's going on around here? Yeah, but if you check it out on YouTube, it says we got over 1,000 people watching right now. It's crazy. All right. Dion has bounced out. I was just about to ask him. But Maurice Carter said, bar for bar, a lot of cats can't touch Lupe.
And that's 100% the truth. I mean, shit. We just said, I mean, Lupe is ill as fuck, man.
No doubt. He's definitely somebody that goes unmentioned when we talk about these dope MCs in that conversation. He goes unmentioned a lot of times.
And that back and forth with Royce the 5'9" was the prime example I'm talking about, because like I fucked with Lupe and I didn't expect him to be able to go back and forth with Royce, and he goddamn sure did it very well.
Maurice said Royce didn't survive. I think Mickey Fax ate Royce up.
Well, what Mickey? I don't know. It was just a good back and forth. I mean, me myself personally, I wouldn't say either one, but it was definitely a good back and forth.
Yo, Eugene Johnson, shout out to you. You gotta let StreamYard use your likeness over here on Facebook land. If you got YouTube, join us over in YouTube land. You don't have to worry about the red tape, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy.
Let's go ahead and jump to the next topic.
All right, the next one is Which hip hop era has the best slang, and can you demonstrate a couple of terms? What would you say? What would you say to that?
I mean, what can you say but your own era? I mean,
You got
what
to.
what else can I say but the '90s? That's I mean, shit. That's all I know. I can't.
Exactly. 'Cause especially when you come in with the Wu-Tang slang and the, you know what I'm saying, the Big L, what's the name of the song? I know
Oh, that
you love
song
the
when he
way
was
I'm
breaking
freaking it.
down all the slang words at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I know you love the way I'm freaking it. I talk with slang and I'ma never stop speaking it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, that's for anybody that's gonna be biased to what to their age bracket. So
Yeah. Cause and I'm embarrassed to say, like a few months ago, I didn't know what cap meant. I had to ask my kids, like, what the fuck they talking about cap?
man, come on,
I, I was
stop it.
I was that slow with it. I was that slow with it, son.
Well, let me tell you something. You know what's interesting about that is this generation didn't come up with that. When I went to Akron,
Mm-hmm.
them niggas from Cleveland used to say that. This is back in 96, 97.
Is that
Them,
right?
them niggas from Cleveland was the first ones that I heard say that. They'd be like, man, this dude over here capping.
So it really
Cle-
now just
Cleveland has been saying that shit. This was back in 97, 98. So that ain't, this generation may think that they came up with that shit, but I'm telling you for a fact, people from Cleveland was using that shit back in the late 90s.
So is that
And so when it resurfaced, it was funny to me because I hadn't heard it in so many years, right? Because that's don't niggas from Cleveland was the only one I used to hear say that.
so they was using it in that context of it?
Yes, they'd be like, man, this dude. They'd be like, but now they didn't just say cap; they would say capping. They'd be like, man, this guy's over here capping. And they use it in the same exact context that these kids use it now.
Sanji said, "Yeah, that's old. That's 90s."
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Damn. Who is this? Eugene Johnson, Jerry Brown, Play the Breath remix. You and Rich made straight classic. Lil Terry Productions.
Man, if you only knew how bad I would love to have any of that music. I think all that music is lost forever.
Oh, for real?
Well, yeah, because I have no idea who to even ask. Petty doesn't know where it's at. Hell, I don't even know where that equipment went. And it's crazy because Terry Terry never wanted me to take any of that music out of the basement, right? Like that shit would drive him crazy. If like I gave one of my friends something that we did for them to ride around and play. So one night when I had stayed the night at the studio, I burned 2 CDs.
Mm-hmm.
One CD was all the instrumentals that me and Porter recorded over. Because man, he used to come back from New York and he would have every fucking instrumental that was hot at that time you can think of. Like the Breathe joint. Me and him did a joint over the 8 Mile instrumental. Me and him did a joint over the By Your Side instrumental. Like it. So, anyways, I burned 2 CDs. One of them was all the instrumentals that me and him rapped over, and one of them was the original beats that either Petty or somebody made that we rapped over.
All right.
And I'll be damned if I know where them 2 CDs are. And it's funny he asked that because somebody posted Porter the other day. I think it was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was me.
And I was just thinking about that. And Breathe was the first one that I thought of because that was the first time me and him got on the track together. Like that was a very like intimidating moment. So that was a very intimidating moment.
That's crazy.
Because it was
intimidated.
Fuck yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you why, because Porter, it wasn't just that he was nice. He was like, his flow was like industry ready. Like, if you understand what I mean, like when you heard him rap, you could instantly imagine like, okay, this verse could be on a DJ Clue mixtape right fucking now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to get my hands on some of them tracks.
No doubt, no doubt.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe one day it may resurface somewhere.
Yeah, man. You got to hold on to the classics, fam. You got to hold on to the classics. Got to find a way. I don't know if
well, at the time that you do them, you know, you think they're always going to be available. You know what I mean? Like, you know, at that time, I'm thinking, well, shit, I'll always be able to hit Petty up and get this track. Or, you know what I mean?
Yes, no doubt, no doubt. Shout out to Eugene Sewell, Eugene Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Carpenter in the building with us. Who else is that? Sanji, Pre Williams, Maurice Carter, of course. Salute, my guys. Matter of fact,
absolutely.
Salute real good.
All right, son.
I don't know if you can see, you know what I'm saying, how many we got watching right now.
Woo, shit.
Can you see how many we got watching right now, fam?
No, I can't.
It's not showing.
It
says in YouTube we got 1,495 people, my guy.
Word?
1,495, yes, sir.
So, cool.
Yeah, it stopped counting YouTube and Facebook separate. It just put them all together. That's crazy, son. That's crazy nice. So let's get into it. Let's give them something to look at. All right, next one. At what age would it be appropriate to stop putting speakers in our cars playing music sky high, riding around, bending corners, and hitting blocks just because?
Oh, that's that's a funny. First, I'm gonna tell you what, because I remember I read that question when he sent it.
Yeah.
I could never stand loud ass music in cars. Like,
so
I mean,
you never had a system. You never did the system.
I ain't never did a system or had a system. Anything I ever had in my car was just how it came, factory. Like that, like heavy bass and shit. To be in a nigga's car and that had a system in them joints and that shit, like that bass, that shit would like hurt the fuck out of my ears, man. I could never really take it. So Mike
Petty had them damn shits, though.
I remember.
I know you wrote.
I can't remember. I remember. So I can't really answer the question because shit, I didn't have to outgrow it because I never fucking was into it to begin with.
Yeah, I definitely had them shits. Definitely.
So you would be a good candidate to answer the question.
No, at some age it did become, you know what I'm saying, like been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, so did riding around just to listen to music. Like if I was the type to ride around to listen to music just because in my 40s, son, I probably would.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, Sanji says it depends on the person. It does.
That's 100%.
At the same time, there's some truth to what Dion and Jinx was talking about when it comes to like vibing the music. You know what I'm saying? When it was like you can't ride around to that, you can't ride around to that. To be honest, I was trying to play Joyner Lucas for Dion when he came over. He wasn't feeling it. Then we got in the car and I was taking him home and I put that same song back on. He was like, yo, this is rocking. I'm like, what happened? You wasn't feeling my man when we were sitting still, but now that we rolling, the music feels different.
Well, I mean, I always understood. I mean, I understood what they were saying in terms of a vibe, like, and because every time I hear that term, like I think of Outkast Aquemini. Because like I was in Akron at the time, and every time I would travel back and forth between Mansfield and Akron on a highway, that was my go-to fucking album because it just had a fucking vibe to it. That was perfect for fucking riding up and down the highway to.
Yeah, I definitely get it. Steve Page says Knuckles got cribs and Ish now. No need to ride.
Hey, that's facts. That's 100% facts, man.
Yeah, that's true. Because when we was doing that, we was living in our parents' crib.
Right. So you was riding.
We was looking for an escape or whatever. But yeah, it shocked my system when I heard niggas defending riding around listening to music. I'm like, come on, shall we? All right. Hey, no knock. All right, let's get to the next one. I wish them niggas was here though. I wish they was here to defend themselves. All right. Hops Topics. He says, what's your favorite St. Ives commercial?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Woo, but Biggie had a dope ass fucking commercial too. But I gotta go with the Woo commercial.
Okay. All right, that's dope. You know what? When he asked this question, it made me do research. I played this video on YouTube. It played every last single St. Ives commercial. And I didn't know that MC8 had a commercial. I do remember the Ghetto Boys, they had like 2 or 3 different commercials. Ice Cube had like 4 or 5 different commercials. You know what I'm saying? I would have to give it up to I love the Biggie shit. Don't get me wrong. I was gonna say Biggie off the top until I got hip to the rest of them. And I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. But remember, Ice Cube did that Jacket for Beats. He remixed Jacket for Beats for the St. Ives commercial.
I remember that.
That I would have to say that's my favorite one.
Hey, I can't disagree with that. Ice Cube had 4 or 5 of them.
Yes. Because if you watch the little video, most of those commercials was like all West Coast rappers.
I remember that. That's shocking to me that Cube would have went for that shit for 4 or 5 commercials.
Yeah. Yep. He had one. He did a collab on one. I forget who the collab was with. Damn, I can't think. Yeah, he did a collab with one. And yeah. Anyways, he was coming back to back. And it was one he was talking about this to get your shorty relaxed and so on and so forth. I planned on playing it. Yeah, Snoop had one.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was a lot of them, man.
Snoop and Dre did. Yeah, but most of the hot MCs on the West Coast had a St. Ives commercial. It was only a few East Coast people that actually did. We already know the Woo. We know Big had one. Jay-Z had one. Jay-Z's was pretty nice too. I didn't remember Jay-Z's from back in the day, to be for real.
I don't remember his. Jay had one?
Yeah, Jay-Z had one. Jason said, play them all. Dude, it's a St. Ives mixtape on YouTube. That shit is like 40 minutes long, son. I'm not playing it.
Damn, I don't remember. I don't remember Jay-Z having one.
Yeah, I didn't either. But when I had played them shits today, after Hop sent that question, yeah, man, I was like, damn, I didn't know all them niggas had them St. Ives. St. Ives the commercials was banging. I'm sitting there.
No, they were.
I'm listening to the St. Ives mixtape, son. Like, yo, I would ride around to this. This is almost a complete St. Ives album right here.
No, it was a lot of them.
Yeah. Sanji said, because they the ones that really drunk them. Then, yeah, you're right. And then, St. Ives tried to push the special brews.
Yeah, I remember the special brews.
They had a lot of commercials out for that. Sanji says, the West is home. Yeah, no doubt.
Man, you be thinking, I think right now if I tried to drink some more liquor, my goddamn body would just shut down and die. I'm dead ass serious. I think my body, if I tried to drink some fucking St. Ives or OE right now, I think my body would just shut down and die.
No doubt. He said the beer was terrible. Yeah, not for us though, son. That the beer wasn't that bad. The beer, if you was drinking Old E, Ice House, Special Brew, Crazy Horse. Remember they had to take Crazy Horse off the market.
But you have to understand when you're that young, your basis of comparison is nothing. You know, this is all you know. You don't. You're not comparing it against nothing.
Right.
You just know it's a cool thing to drink. That's what your favorite rappers are drinking, or at least they say they are.
I remember that bull. What is it? What was it? It wasn't Red Bull, was it? Because I know they got the energy drink. I don't want to.
No. I know what you're talking about, bull. You're talking about the beer, the malt liquor, right?
Yeah.
They had the bull. They had the bull on the silver can.
Man, listen. My older cousins was drinking that shit. I was like, man, fuck that. But then we'll go drink some Crazy Horse.
Now I never drunk that. I never drunk Crazy Horse.
Man, Crazy Horse was fire water, son. Schlitz Bull, yeah, Schlitz malt liquor bull. Schlitz Bull. Brother David says the first IPAs. I don't know what that means, bro.
You know what IPAs are?
What's that?
Man, you know what IPAs are, son.
Only
no, but
Crazy Horse was fire water.
No, he's right though. Yeah, but that would take me out the game right now.
No doubt. Eugene said Crazy Horse was a problem. Man, Crazy Horse was damn near red.
I used to hear about Crazy Horse, but I don't know if I ever actually seen it.
You remember they used to have the store before the Indian people just opened it back up on 4th Street. It was a grocery store. I think it was called what the fuck? I forget what it was called.
On 4th Street?
Yeah, on 4th Street. Like down in the hood, like a little bit up the street from Simpson.
What you talking about? Like, what was that? Like EMB?
Yes.
EMB.
EMB
I remember.
Used to sell Crazy Horse. EMB used to sell Crazy Horse.
What was it considered? Was it considered a malt liquor?
Yes, it was considered death. It was considered fire water, like the natives used to call the shit. Straight up fire water, son.
No, that's what I used to fucking Cisco. Now I don't know what the hell Cisco was considered. I know it wasn't malt liquor, but
it was liquid crack.
Oh, absolutely it was. Because it would, man, I done had some, man, Cisco would take you on an adventure for the whole fucking night. It was like you're going on this fucking adventure.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said Cisco was wine. Eugene said Cisco. Yeah, maybe it was intended to be wine, but that shit had this like crystallized feel when it hit your throat. It felt like crystals popping and shit like that. Until they watered it down. That shit was fucking crazy. Cisco should have been illegal.
No, let's go ahead and go on to the next topic, big.
All right. My man said, Sanji said Thunderbird and Kool-Aid.
Hey, you know what's funny is I didn't know this. Somebody posted this on Facebook about a month ago. Nigga, do you know there was an actual commercial for Thunderbird? Like they used to promote that shit. It was actual fucking commercials.
Really?
Yeah. It was that. I mean, it was actual. I'm trying to think of what who the fuck put that on Facebook. You can look it up. All you gotta do is YouTube it, Google it. You'll see that commercial. that Thunderbird commercial.
Yo, that reminds me of Furious on Boys in the Hood. They just want y'all to kill yourselves. Shit, that man. Hey. That's crazy. Let's move on to the next one because we talking about that drunk shit. Man, this is when I wanted Dion them here. Who is that? They said Thunderbird and grapefruit juice. Yeah, Thunderbird will have you breaking into cars and not knowing that was you. Man, listen. All right. Hops Topics. He says, how many artists you think were signed to Ku Klux Klan Records for $1 billion to talk about anything that has to do with the destruction of black people or the black race?
I saw that question when he sent it, and I understand what's being asked. it's always gonna come as a disguise, right?
Mhm.
I mean, because basically it's happening right now. So the question is already answered because it's already being done right now.
Mm.
It's just gonna have a mask on it, right?
Yeah. But you see the background in the pictures that I got up here, right?
I see that.
I just found out that they really have a record. Like,
Who?
you know, the Clan.
They have a hip hop record.
Not a hip hop record, but a record company, son. Oh, what happened to it? There you go. Yeah, this is what I actually pulled up when I was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So that's real right
that's
there.
real right there. Yep. Them vinyls is real shit.
I mean, okay, so I guess my answer would be if they knew that is what they were signing to, and I got to give these brothers, whether I listen to their music or not, I got to give them some type of credit. I don't believe they would sign to no fucking label that had that as their fucking monarch.
For $1 billion.
No, I don't believe they would sign to no label that had that as their monarch. But again,
I would say they would. I would say they would for the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, every major star knows it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to black actors, so on and so forth, how they want to put these strong black masculine men in a dress. They know what's coming. And they'll be like all day long, they won't fall for it. They won't do it. They won't do it. But then when they get dangled that check, they do it. Kevin Hart, for example, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm paralleling the conversation. It's not really on topic with what this is, but Kevin Hart was asked in an interview where he put on the dress and he was like, no, that's just some boundary that I wouldn't cross and so on and so forth.
He did it.
And then next thing you know, he was on Saturday Night Live in a damn dress. You know, and his career took off after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know. I guess the way I look at that question is it's already happening. It's been happening.
Yeah.
It's just it's got a mask on it. It's
some artists will consider that a small sacrifice for their family's security. And we'll do it, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get off of this one. Let's get off that one. All right. So, what ideas do you have that could make hip hop better in any of its departments?
Well, I mean, shit. We done talked about a lot of them in terms of what type of hip hop gets promoted.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have a whole lot of control over that.
Exactly.
We do, but we don't. But we do. I mean, because at the end of the day, somebody still has to walk into that studio and record that shit, regardless whether it's detrimental to us or the young generation or not. Mm-hmm. Somebody has to walk into that studio and record it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what record exec and record company is behind it. Somebody has to give them the material and a face to use.
Right. I would say my answer would be, David Williams said, keep rapping. My answer would be promote truth. Promote the truth. Don't suppress the truth. Promote the truth. Promote knowledge yourself. The same angle that they took to promote negativity. All right, let's just push that to the side. Yeah, we lived through that era. We survived it. Now let's start pushing the truth on every angle. Push the truth. Make it popular to say, the truth. Make it popular to judge, to question authority and this, that, and the third, and not be suppressed, so on and so forth. Don't suppress your words. Don't suppress your anger. Don't suppress this, that, and the third.
Now, I would also add this though, in terms of the department of what fashions we promote. That you and this generation is pretty good at that. I mean, this is in terms of coming out with their own clothing lines or making sure they get endorsement deals. Because Timberland has always pissed me off. The fact that I ain't never heard nobody from that company, no CEO, acknowledge what the fuck hip hop did for it.
Right.
Man, East Coast hip hop more generally, but yeah, I mean, if hip hop knew what the fuck it was doing for that Timberland brand at the time, then them brothers should have been getting fucking paid.
Right.
If it wasn't for hip hop, there wouldn't no fucking Timberlands be sold in no goddamn Foot Locker or Finish Line.
Exactly.
You'd be able to buy the motherfuckers from Walmart or
the CEO from Timberland would have did the same thing the dude from Tommy Hilfiger did when he understood how hip hop gravitated to his clothing line. You know what I mean? And then we found out later that it was a lie, talking about, you know what I'm saying, Tommy Hilfiger wouldn't have made clothes if niggas would have bought it. You know what I'm saying? We found out later that was a lie. He never said that.
So yeah, I mean that would be one thing that even though, and it's kind of a dead point because this generation with social media is they're pretty good at that. They recognize their power, they recognize their value, and they stamp their own shit. But in the early 90s, we made fucking Timberlands popular. Them goddamn boots, them should be nothing but work boots. They would have just been work boots that have been sold at Walmart for $60.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's how the generation before us, that's how they looked at them. Man, my dad used to always say to me, I used to be walking out the crib, and this is especially like my years when I was in Akron and I had all these fucking Timbs, and I'm walking out the crib, I'm thinking I'm fresh as fuck, and I would come home and my dad would always make this statement. Like, man, you young niggas kill me, man. How do y'all call yourself dressing in some work boots? No, there was this guy when I was a supervisor at Liebert over the powder coat department. This dude Jimmy Martin, he walked in there with some fresh brand new goddamn pair of wheat Timbs on one day. Now Jimmy was probably about 60, early 60s at the time. And I said, man, Jimmy, what are you doing? Why would you wear these to work? You don't fuck them up in this powder coat room. and he looked at me like, man, these just some work boots.
Man. Listen.
But no, that would be the department that I would say could be improved on. But this, with technology and social media, they've already improved on that. So these brothers, whether I agree with their music or not, they getting money. They understand that aspect of it.
Right. The acronym for Medium is Most Effective Devil in America. Right. Media has the power to tell you who your enemies are, and then you go getting mad at people that they never did nothing to you. All right. Media has the power to tell you that those who are fighting for your liberation are the bad guys, so on and so forth. Take Muammar Gaddafi and all of these other so-called enemies, this, that, and the third. The media has a lot to play, a lot to say. So if the one idea that I would have to cleave to is the fact that if you could take media and make all of those things positive, those things that are suppressed about the black community, that those rappers that rap about those things that don't get that kind of shine because they choose to rap about those things, if you would give them the spotlight, give them the platform, give them the media attention, replace the negativity with the positivity, I think that would be that would make hip hop better, you know what I'm saying, in all of its departments.
I agree.
In all of its departments. Going back to the question we had before, because who was this? Eugene Johnson. He had a lot to say about that whole Ku Klux Klan thing. He said they might as well, these record companies, have a secret meeting with A&R and the artists. It was the final call, talking about that they want all their artists, you know what I'm saying? That they want all their artists are to talk about drugs, guns for the youth so they can be in chains because they invested all their money. I must say a lot of their money into private prisons, or invest all their money into private prisons. I think that's what he's trying to say. And they need to fill them up. These are the head of record companies having the secret meetings that no one can discuss about or is at stake.
No, he's 100% right. I mean, your man Crazy Bone already spoke about this.
Yeah,
right.
And, Poor Righteous Teachers did too.
And you seen the shit. We personally felt the shit. We were that shit, right? You seen it. You watched it happen. We were 12, 13 years old, and we watched this shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it, go from becoming popular to, to wear the X-Clan beads and talk about self-destruction.
No doubt.
Into something, and you watched it transition into something else. We were kids.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't understand what we were watching, but we watched it. We went through it.
No doubt. I mean, we felt some type of self-pride when we had the beaties. We were smoking the beaties, and we had the African medallion.
Remember when X-Clan came to Mansfield?
No, you was telling me about that last week.
You didn't go to that show.
It was at the
It was at the Renaissance Theater.
Renaissance Theater. I remember that. I remember it was there. But no, I didn't make the show. You went there?
Yeah, I went. My mom, because I never forget. My mom went with me. She wouldn't let me go by myself. I couldn't have been nothing but like 12.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Well, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna go with you." And it was very awkward, but
The one thing I remember about the X-Clan coming to Mansfield was when you come down Park Avenue heading south, right at the on the corner of the Renaissance Theater, they had a billboard that stretched across the street over the top. You know how the not the headlights, but the street lights go over the.
Yeah, I remember that.
They had that billboard talking about the X-Clan. You know what I'm saying? Coming, this weekend or something like that, some of that effect or whatever. I do remember that, but no, I did not get to make that show. Didn't get to make that show. What was the show like? You got to tell me about that. We need to do a special interview about that show.
Nah, for what I remember, I can't really remember in all clarity. I was young as fuck.
I wonder who all remember that show and who all went to that.
No, you should have asked, like, when we had CJ on here. You should have asked him, because I guarantee he probably remembers that show in pure clarity.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, the older cats definitely would know that. They definitely would know that. Let's see what else we got. What's next on the agenda? Hops topics. Which hip hop artists do you believe have the most diehard fans? Ooh, hey. Somebody said, I remember clearly. Eugene Johnson said he remembered that X-Clan concert clearly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw the link in the comments.
Yeah, it would be dope. It would be dope to hear somebody that can remember that clearly talk about it. Because I was too young to remember it clearly. I think I may have been 12 when they came to Mansfield. Maybe younger than that.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear somebody's take on that.
But the question of who has the most diehard fans, it's hard to answer that, because I would have said I would easily answer that Tupac had the most diehard fans.
You would say Tupac?
Yeah, because I don't think anybody transgressed that long after their death. Think how many albums came out after that man died and just kept coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? That's our generation. You remember that?
No doubt.
So I would have to say Pac. You've never seen a rapper that has passed away before that still had the amount of support for that length of time that Pac still had.
No doubt. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's just like when Michael Jordan retired the first time. He retired in his prime. He was going to be forever immortalized as the best. He never really, when he came back, played for the Wizards, we got to see the downside of Michael Jordan.
But he's still he's still immortalized as the best.
He's still immortalized as the best, of course. But I think him retiring when he did, he said, "I'm retiring at the top of my game." That was his joint. Unfortunately, rappers like Tupac died at the top of their game. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be forever immortalized on that pinnacle. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying like Pac is an outlier and I shouldn't include him in this.
No,
because
it's unfortunate. It's a blessing. It's hard to say it because it's gonna sound wrong either way. It's a good and a bad thing as far as his legacy. It's bad because he's gone, right? You know what I'm saying? He was taken away from us way too early. You know what I'm saying? But what was good for his career was he left at the peak of his career.
Yeah, okay, but in that same notation, like we've witnessed other hip hop artists pass away before,
but not
you didn't see
like that. Not when they're considered the best or the most, because you understand the word. When you look at hip hop, like you have a lot of rappers, a lot of.
So you don't think Biggie died in his prime?
No, but let me finish. There's some rappers that are considered pop because of their popularity. Even though they're street, this, that, and the third, they are considered pop crossover success. And that would be Biggie and Pac. You know what I'm saying? Because of their level of popularity. Their level of popularity, other rappers didn't attain that. They attained it and then they died at that pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? Which leads more into the conspiracy of them being killed by whoever, you know what I'm saying? Because they made more money off of their death than, you know what I'm saying, they would if they would have, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm just still saying that in terms of diehard fans, like what I witnessed, and I'm talking about the pre-social media era. I mean, shit. Who knows what the fuck that would have been like if you had social media at that time?
I would have to say Nas.
Well, and I was about to go there. But you know, and it's well deserved. He has me. I'm speaking as one of those fans, right?
No doubt.
I'm speaking as one of them fucking fans. Yeah, I'm a diehard Nas fan. Yeah, he has a very loyal fan base. So when 21 Savage made his content about this relevancy, and he was like, "Well, Nas just has a loyal fan base." Well, yeah, niggas, what is that saying? That's proving the argument. Yeah, he has a loyal fan base. The question will be, will you have a loyal fan base 10 years from now?
No doubt. Hey. There's some that say, well, I would say Nas, I would say Eminem for the crossover factor and the fact that he added to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that, I mean, hey, it is.
Hey, you know what's funny is I just thought about this when you said Eminem. So at work, there's this engineer that sits beside me in this office, and she's a big Eminem fan, and what were we talking about? We talking about
fan base.
Well, yeah, she made a comment about Eminem one day about okay, this was the game, and she made the comment. Well, Eminem started him, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyways, my whole point is, it was just like, you can understand how Elvis happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can understand how Elvis happened. When you get inside of the mind of like a delusional, and I don't want to say an Eminem fan in general, but the delusional Eminem fan. the delusional one that doesn't know anything but him in regards to hip hop.
Right. What about him?
Nah, I mean, man, I'm an Eminem fan too. I'm just saying that, you know, you have these delusions. If you don't really know, I respect Eminem for a certain reason, but you have some Eminem fans that they're just delusional about why they respect Eminem, because they didn't really know hip hop before Eminem came along.
Hey, Steve Page, what do you mean? Who do you pay exactly? What do you mean by that? I would love to know what he means by that. Who do you?
Oh, he'll explain it. He'll explain it here in a second.
Yeah. I would have to say Nas, because y'all niggas. You know what I mean? I thought I was the biggest Nas fan until I met you and Hassan. And everything is Nas this, Nas that, Nas this, and y'all making me sick of Nas.
No, we're not. I mean, I just give credit. I just give credit where credit's due, son.
I know, but let that be. But
I give everybody credit where credit's due.
No, y'all flood the group with the Nas this and that, and I'm
no, we don't.
Like,
I post many videos on that group site, and they're not on Nas.
No, so y'all forced me in a corner where I got to be the voice of contention. You know what I mean? And I got to make it sound like me and like I'm not digging Nas, and that's not the case. I love Nas. Nas is dope as fuck to me. But the way that y'all represent Nas, I got to be like, man, y'all are those delusional, you know what I'm saying, this and that, where can't nobody say nothing negative against Nas without somebody, you know what I'm saying, taking it to the left. And I'm like, all right, I don't know.
No,
I think that makes me think that Nas has the most diehard fans. Well deserved. Well deserved. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? But I just got to give y'all some pushback, because I think y'all go way, way, way far with it.
No, we don't. I don't go way, way far with it. I'm very objective about how I talk about him. I mean, I'll tell you albums that I didn't particularly care for.
So what was your honest opinion of KD3?
My honest opinion of KD3, this shit is dope as shit. This is a fucking, this is damn near 50-year-old rapper, son.
Oh, so you judging him on the curve?
No, I'm not giving him a curve. I'm not grading on a curve. But I'm talking about this KD3. This man shows you that he still has the talent to do it.
Right.
He's not aging.
No doubt.
He's not aging.
No doubt.
We have seen, me and you personally have seen plenty of attempts of rappers at that age try to hang on.
Oh,
ain't nobody.
You know what? That leads me to another question that I have, because I watched the podcast where my guy was talking about older rappers are the best rappers. You know what I'm saying? Rappers over 40 are the best rappers. He made this compelling ass case on all of the rappers that we used to dig back in the day that we thought fell off, and then new rappers came into the fold, so on and so forth. But now these old rappers are making this big ass comeback, like lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Not Eminem. Method Man, for example. I want to put this question to you, Jerry Brown, and I want you to answer me honestly as you possibly can. If Redman and Method Man did an album today, will Redman best Meth on that album today?
Absolutely. That's my answer. I mean, that's absolutely. It's funny you asked me that. I just posted the most underrated earlier today. Yeah, I mean, I think Red can still give Meth the business.
Wow, I don't.
But it's a good comparison. I think they'll make a good project. Now, understand this. I think they'll still make a good project, but I don't think that Meth can outbest Red right now. I never thought he could. I don't care whether it's now or 20 years ago.
Okay. Well, shit. Who else?
Have you ever heard Method Man on his interview where he talked about how his rapping style changed? You know what his trick was?
To stop cussing.
He stopped cussing. He said stopping cussing made him a very better MC, which I mean, Meth has always been dope to me from day one. So I don't really know the transition on when this happened. But he talked about it in an interview before.
Steve Page says, want to say the female Isis from the Clan came again, I think. It's pretty dope. I remember Isis from the X Clan.
What's the next question?
All right. No, I there was some more I was gonna stay on that, but I think this question comes up though. Anyway, what's the most creative song you've ever heard from a hip hop artist? What's the most creative song you've ever heard from a hip hop artist?
Oh man, again, that's one of them questions that, I mean, it's gonna constantly change, man. I tell you, there was one day, like, okay, so I used to think Stan was the most creative shit I ever heard.
Stan?
I used to think at that time period, I thought that was the most creative shit I'd ever heard. Then there was, I remember I was sitting outside the gym one day and I'm listening to, what was that song with Lil Wayne and Kendrick? Lil Wayne and Kendrick, where they were talking about how they would set niggas up, how women would set niggas up. You know what song I'm talking about?
Lil Wayne and Kendrick? I'm not hip.
Yes.
I am not hip.
Oh, I can't. Let me pull this song up.
Lil Wayne and Well, while you pulling that up, I'm gonna give you mine. One of the most creative songs, I think, came from one of the most creative albums. You know what I'm saying? Jason Jackson says Mona Lisa.
Okay, that's it. He just hit it on there. That was the name of that song. You've never heard that song?
Yes, I have. He had to say it first, and then Sanji piggyback Mona Lisa. Yeah, after he said the name, now I know what you're talking about.
Man, I remember listening to that song like, man, and then another one was that song by Common where he was when he was breaking the story down about the chick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what song I'm talking about? Where he's talking about the chick that she was the kingpin the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. That was dope. That was a dope ass song. I'm glad you brought that back. Sion, salute. Yeah, let's salute real quick before I get
absolutely. Salute. For getting roasted, B.
All right. So my answer would have to be, all right, the most creative song I've ever heard from a hip hop artist, it would have to be Sticky Fingers. Whoa, Sanji! Sanji's trying to steal my shit before I can say it. Yes, Sticky Fingers, his whole album.
That album was creative as fuck. You're definitely right.
We live a life like this. We live a life like this. We live a life like this. Wow. That shit was dope as fuck, son. Especially when they got this nigga on trial. You know what I'm saying? I like to call my next eyewitness, Mr. Paul Dejour. Paul, can you tell us what happened inside the store? Yeah, it was about 20 past. I heard the S class, something in the mirror in the storm glass, and quicker than you could say, nigga, kiss my ass.
No, that whole album was dope.
Crazy as fuck to me, son. Sanji stole my shit. I can't believe it. Right before I was about to say it. That's dope, but that's confirmation. That Sticky Fingers album was dope as fuck, kid.
Yes, it was.
No doubt. Ah, shit. I lost my music. Where was I at? All right. Well, anyways, let's just get to the next question. We got about 15 minutes and we out of here. Hops topics. What song from a hip hop artist makes you want to hit the dance floor every time you hear it? You already know what my song is.
What is that?
The shit that you hate.
What is that?
Shay Shayla Ghost.
Yeah, that fucked that album up to me.
You crazy.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. That was with old girl.
Yeah.
Girl that died. What was her name?
I never knew her name. I never knew their names. Seeing Chauncey very upset. For what? For what? He's taking tired of living in death.
I don't think there was ever a song that made me like want to hit the dance floor, but it was one song that used to captivate me the most in the club, and that was when Nas came out with "Made You Look." Like that beat, it just rung so fucking heavy in clubs.
You know what?
When Made You Look come out, like I remember that particular space of time so vividly because like that fucking beat would ring so hard in the fucking club.
Yep, I remember that. And then what was the one song? Of course, in the club, the 50 Cent shit. I remember me and Jay Jackson used to go off on the fucking Red and Meth shit.
That shit rings heavy. That shit rung heavy too. Rings heavy to this day if they play it.
Mm-hmm. But nowadays, the young folks love that fucking Young Jeezy shit.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it. Until the Day I Die. I can't remember the name of that fucking song. Jay Jackson in the comments, help me out with that song, son. I know you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't speak it. But whenever they play that, like the young kids, whenever they hear that, everybody jumps up. Like that's an anthem.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, and it's funny that this question came up because I was thinking about this the other day. Like when Down for My Niggas used to come on, and I'm talking about the No Limit days. There's somebody somewhere right now that is thinking about the worst ass whooping they ever took. And it was to a fucking masterpiece song because I used to be in Poets and I would when that song would come on you could feel the shift of energy. You could feel the shift of energy.
Yep, and everybody claiming this and that was amping up, son. You can feel it.
When Down for My Niggas used to come on, you could feel the shift of energy. You could just feel it. Yep. And you're like, whatever tensions are in this room are about to be exposed.
Yes.
They're all about to be exposed.
You remember that big ass brawl that started at that happened at the Common Center? That was all due to the goddamn DJ. He started playing a little scrappy, you know what I mean? And then you had GDs and you had Bloods singing back and forth the lyrics to each other. All of a sudden, everybody was just dancing and chilling. But then when he put that record on, you know what I mean? Which, in my opinion, he did it intentionally.
What you talking about the record? You talking about Down for My Niggas?
Yeah, I think so.
Man,
one of them, the Lil Jon shit, so whatever. Yeah, man, switch the whole atmosphere. Now,
Man,
now you
some
gotta pick a side. Now you gotta pick a
yeah,
side. If you
some
ain't
records,
affiliated,
some records have that effect, man. And Down for My Niggas was one of them. That effect that would have, you would feel the shift.
yeah,
Like everybody was just, you know, even niggas that didn't like each other across the other sides of the room, it was all get, you know, it was all mellow. It was all meshing together. And now this joint comes on, it's about to bring all that shit out. I guarantee there are plenty of people sitting around right now that if
I
you
ain't never
play it,
scared. I ain't never
if
scared. I ain't
yeah,
never scared.
I mean that's, but I'm talking about before that, before Atlanta had that foothold on hip hop. I'm talking about this No Limit shit.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There, there's plenty of people sitting around right now that if they have like post traumatic stress, if you they have PTSD, if you play a fucking No Limit record because they can remember the worst ass whooping they ever had in their life.
Mm.
Whether it's I'm about it, whether it's I'm down for my niggas.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different era. That era was, oh my god. It would change the whole fucking room. And I'm sure
Exactly.
this generation has they have those songs too that, well, pretty much majority of their songs are like that. But
No doubt. That was a crazy ass era. Sanji, matter of fact, with your black ass. I remember we was at the Commerce Center, and I don't know what happened to Sanji. Somebody snuck him with something. But I remember he went up to the DJ table and grabbed the mic, and he said, so and so, front and center, and slammed the mic down. Something happened. It was on after that. Matter of fact, that's the same party when the DJ started playing that crunk music. You know, said the niggas got to fighting. That was the same party. I remember Sanji going up there, grabbing the mic, saying whoever it was, front and center. I remember that shit.
you know what was crazy about that No Limit era is, I remember the first time I seen About It. I had came home from school and I seen this video, and you know it was like one of those videos I thought I was never gonna see again. You know, every so often Rhapsody would just play a video, and you know this video, it's low budget. You're never gonna see this video again. And I was standing in the cafeteria line the next day, and my man Pookie, he's like, man, you know what's banging? Fucking Ice Cream Man. And I look back, and I'm like, holy shit! I had no idea at the time what No Limit was about to do
Mm.
and what they were about to inspire.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I guarantee you there are plenty of people sitting across this nation right now that have taken the worst ass whoopings of their life to a No Limit track. And if you play that track right now, it's gonna bring PTSD to them.
They're gonna get under the bed.
Yeah, they're gonna get under the bed like they done been through a fucking war.
Yo, Jason Jackson ass was there. He remember. He said this nigga dropped the mic and left with your coat. He did. Matter of fact, this nigga did pick up my coat and walk off after he dropped the mic. Talk about such and such front and center. Bam. And took off with and left with my coat. This nigga Sanji said, yeah, I stole on my G. Man, he said, man, you funny, Brown. Yeah, niggas will crawl up under the goddamn bed one of them songs come on.
Man, I'm telling you, I sat at Poets one night. I was at Poets one night, and I watched Down for My Niggas come on. And like I was very observant. I just wanted to see. And I watched how the energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit comes out. That energy will shift.
Yep. That's crazy. So, okay, now we have to go back to how we're talking about the earlier question we asked about the record executives being just as being held responsible just as much as the artists. All right. Now we know the influence of the music, the energy shift, like you said. You know what I mean? Fights breaking out over the music. You know what I mean? Should the record executives be held accountable for the content that's being put out? Now that,
But when you okay, so
now that we brought
yes,
it full circle.
no, absolutely. So when you say accountable, what are we really talking about?
Okay,
we already know we already know their intentions, right?
Yeah.
We already know why they gave Master P what they gave him to support No Limit Records. We already know why Universal gave Cash Money what they gave them to support their records. So what are we really talking about? We already know the answer to this question.
So they should be held responsible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, they were a part in it, yeah, but
yeah, they were the major hand in it. They were the directors of it, and that's what the intention that happened was intentional on their part. That's what they wanted to happen.
Yeah, very true, factual.
Jason Jackson says, "Listen, I was in the cap in 06. They played Jim Jones Ballin', followed by Bout It, and he said, and I knew what time it was. Says they got the
time to get the fuck up out the club. Time to get the fuck up out the club, or find you somewhere to be off at, because you know what's about to happen. You can feel it.
That's what Bout It was about. Like the whole Bout It move. What niggas loved about that Bout It shit. Listen, Master P, C Murder, Silk the Shocker, these niggas are trash rappers. They are the worst rappers you could ever look up and find. Like if you're looking for the worst rappers. But at the end of the day, they had to have something. All right? And that Bout It was something that the hood just needed to just go ahead and go crazy. Go buck wild. All right? So, hey, that question we asked last week, you know what I'm saying? Well, why don't intelligent rappers get this, that, and the third? And, you know what I'm saying? We addressed that last week. But understand that there were some trash-ass rappers who served the purpose. They served the purpose. And this was the purpose. That was the purpose. Not Jim Jones by no means is a trash-ass rapper. But Master P and that whole situation, except for Mystical. Mystical was dope. You know what I'm saying? Snoop was dope. And they had a couple of jewels in there, but whatever. Silk the Shocker, C Murder, and Master P, straight garbage. But they had
you got one last question for this last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I do. Let me see where we at. Which hip hop artists would you like to see collaborate on a full project together?
You're not gonna like my answer.
Which two hip hop artists would you like to see collaborate?
You're not gonna like my answer, but I'm just gonna tell you, AZ and Nas. They never did a whole project together.
They did The Firm.
They didn't. That wasn't just them. That was a whole group.
But that was a project together, though.
But that was a group. That wasn't a whole project. Okay. That's who I would like to see. And then, as far as producers go, there's a lot of producers I would have loved to see Nas do projects with, which I don't understand why he didn't do projects with them. Ninth Wonder, Alchemist. It's a whole lot of them.
Okay. I would say Red and Meth. Just so Meth can get his get back.
What do you mean? They've done projects together.
No, okay, that's well and good. But at the same time, the new lyrical ass Meth, you know what I mean? Going with Redman. Matter of fact, on that fucking that album that Meth just came out with, you know what I'm saying? It was a song with Meth, KRS-One, and Redman. You know what I mean? Meth had the dopest verse on that shit. I would love to see a whole project where Meth is up to par lyrically. You know what I'm saying? On a Red and Meth album, a new Red and Meth album. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was always up to par. I never looked at their projects like Red completely outdid him. Red has
a lot of people did. A lot of people did. I remember having this conversation with JB. Matter of fact, JB was like, "Man, Red Man just destroyed Meth on every song," and I was like, "Dr. Wildwire, he ain't getting him on Dr. Wildwire, so on and so forth." But Meth is like Dr. Wildwire on every song. You know what I mean? So I would love to see a new project with Red and Meth. I don't think it'd be that one lopsided, you know what I'm saying, situation. That would be my thing.
Well, I never thought it was lopsided, but I think you might get that project. I could see them dropping another project.
Yeah, that would be dope as fuck. That'd be dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Meth is on his shit. The way that he stood toe to toe with Jadakiss on the last joint. Yo, that was banging. That was banging.
For sure. The way that he stood toe to toe with fucking Griselda.
The way that he stood toe to toe with Black Thought on Funk Flex freestyle.
Yes, absolutely.
We talking about
that's why when you hear him tell his story about it's like fuck. Like it almost seems unreal. Like when he says I just simply stopped cursing.
No, it seemed like he sold his soul to the devil and the price was cheap.
Okay. Well, that's one way of looking at it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one way of looking at it. So you believe do you believe that story? Do you really believe this story that in terms of like that old jazz musician that they said sold the first one that sold his soul to the devil on the railroad tracks?
Oh, the guitar player.
The guitar player. Because I've seen that documentary, and like people, those that are still alive, like say that's real. Like he,
they played that out in that movie. They played it out in that movie. Oh brother, where art thou? Yeah,
they're like this man did not play guitar like that prior to that.
Yep. He went in there stinking it up. And then he left and met the devil on the crossroads and so on and so forth and came back. Dude, that feels like a real story to me. That feels like a real story to me. Like when KRS One and the song The MC, he was like hearing the voice of an ancient spirit MC. You know what I'm saying? Premeditated word and all of this, that, and the third. But I believe there's elements to that. You know what I mean? Familiar spirits and so on and so forth. The same shit the Bible talks about that. You know what I mean? I believe that's a real thing. I believe that's
and I do too. I believe it's a real thing.
All right. So with 4 minutes left, Brown, you got any last words? We're gonna go ahead and cut out, fam. We're gonna go ahead and cut out. We had got up to 2,000 views today. Believe it or not, go back and check the tape. We had 2,000 views, kid.
My last words would be, man, you need to go back and listen to Do or Die.
Okay.
And you need to reevaluate AZ. You need to reevaluate that kid. There's no reason that you should be walking around feeling about that kid how you feel about him.
No, dude.
And I can't believe when we was in high school that I didn't recognize this, because I played Do or Die, Sugar Hill all the fucking time. That was in constant rotation. So I should already know that you felt that way about this kid.
It was annoying. And when he first annoyed me, I'll be honest, when he first annoyed me, we was eating repast. We was at a repast. My granddad had just passed away. You know what I'm saying? And life's a bitch until you die. You know what I'm saying? That he kept saying it over and over and over and over. And I was just like, dude, I don't turn this shit off. I wasn't in control of the radio. I couldn't do nothing about it. Sit there and listen to it. Life's a
now
bitch.
You were very vocal to me. You were very vocal to me about Group Home. So I remember I had you in my car, my mom's car.
All right.
And I had just bought the Group Home CD or tape, and
I didn't like them niggas.
No, and you were very vocal about it. And you were like, yes, even though DJ Premier was giving them dope ass beats.
They were terrible to me.
They were. And I never argued you about that. But I never had a discussion with you about fucking AZ. I never remember you saying anything about AZ.
No, AZ was almost untalkaboutable. I couldn't talk about it because he was connected to Nas, and I know how niggas felt about Nas. So I was like, oh, yeah. But at some point, I had to just be honest, like, oh, this dude, this dude, his voice, like, there's some rappers like maybe they're saying something. I can't hear it because I can't get past the fucking voice. Their voice annoys the shit out of me. His voice is like somebody scratching the blackboard. You know what I mean? Or like somebody's like rubbing ice on ice. You ever heard that? That shit fucking makes your hair stand up. I don't like this dude. You know what I mean? I don't like him. I don't even like the role he played in Belly. You know what I mean? Even when his little talking lines in Belly was like, this nigga out of here, man. It ain't his fault. It ain't his fault.
No, it's not his fault because the kid is nice, huh?
Ain't nothing nice about that dude. Now, I was wrong about Fabulous. I did take back what I said about Fabulous. Fabulous is dope as fuck.
You know what was funny? What was funny is like when Fabulous first came out. So we used to put him in the lane of like a punchline artist, and at that particular time, like to me, and I'm just telling you my perception, like punchline artists, like you respected them, but that you didn't expect them to make great material. That's all they could do was have punchlines. And Breathe is what opened me up about Fabulous. Yeah. This kid is like this kid has, and Fabulous, like the way he has tiptoed between hip hop and you know, the commercial side. This shit, Fabulous is dope as shit. I wish my man, I because I think like I look at it like Jadakiss should have been able to do that exactly what Fab did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really, at least at that time, and that's what used to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jada ain't never spit a whack verse in his fucking life. Nothing that he ever let us hear.
Right. Oh man. Yep, you're right. I cannot disagree with that. I will not disagree with that. But at the end of the day, Brown, we at the hour, family. Let's go ahead and salute again.
Hey, and we're gonna salute, and however many viewers came to say, hey, we appreciate you, B.
Appreciate who? Me?
We appreciate the viewers.
Oh yeah, we definitely appreciate the viewers. Dude, I'm gonna go back and look at that. I was like, yo, what the is going on? We got 2,000 viewers. 2,000 people was watching this in YouTube land. I gotta go back and check that. I think that might be a typo, a glitch in the matrix or some shit, son.
A glitch in the matrix. So, hey, and right before we get off, like I'm gonna tell you, like I went to see John Wick 4 this Friday night.
Don't tell me about it. I ain't seen it yet.
I'm just gonna tell you it's a good ass movie. Even though it'll kind of piss you off because they like turn this motherfucker into a superhero.
Pretty much.
I've never been a big Keanu Reeves fan, but he lands these roles that are classic all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Neo in the Matrix or John Wick, he lands like these classic roles.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. If Black Widow and Hawkeye can be so-called superheroes, couldn't John Wick...
No. Hawkeye ain't a superhero to me.
Okay, well, at the end of the day...
And Black Widow is not a superhero to me.
Okay, but they're still part of the Avengers.
They're still part of the Avengers. But they're a very weak part.
All right, but if they're part of it, so on and so forth, and they're qualified to be a part of it, wouldn't you think John Wick and Denzel Washington and Equalizer would be, you know what I'm saying?
No, they absolutely are, because they are doing the same shit. They're doing the same shit.
Exactly, because
yes, absolutely.
And Equalizer, his ass can foresee shit before it happens, and
right. No, he
watching.
No, John Denzel, he doesn't foresee shit. He just calculates it.
Calculation, you know what I mean?
He calculates it. He doesn't foresee it. He just calculates it. He gives himself a time frame.
But that's kind of some Marvel shit to me, though. That's Marvel to me.
Okay,
that's Marvel.
I get it.
I think if Black Widow's in there, I think he will fucking, you know what I'm saying, definitely fit in there. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that being the case, we out of here. Sunday dinner. Me and Jerry Brown got one more salute left for the rest of the fellas. Everybody that came through, salute.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, in your corners and wherever y'all at, man, we appreciate it. We had over 2,000 views today, son. That's something to celebrate right there. Something to
absolutely. You know, let's toast it, B. Let's toast it. I gotta
get my shit in the camera. Salute, kid.
All right. Ice Cube when America's Most dropped. Although Ice Cube was the first person that made me pick up a pen, Murray was the first person that made me seriously pick up a pen.
Man, let me welcome y'all niggas to the gallery shop. I used to dread it until the day my allergy stopped. So thank that medic, that workout made my calories high. Now I'm just trying to get the fuck about this hourly slot that's so pathetic. And knowing my rivals is all tender, I'm articulate. Could have been icing them all winter, holding my sword with her. Part of it's all minute, this picture was drawn with her. Hand of a raw center, when the middle ain't solid, you witness the frame break. Some suckers got bones that crack in the same place. I'm seeing white horses, thinking my brain's laced. I crashed through the entrance, smashing the main gates with nothing but 16 bars in the game face. Cause mentally, y'all niggas don't step to the same base. I'm shuffling the cards while cuffing the plain ace. We running the same track, but this ain't the same race. I'm sick of this scenery, niggas is spitting nursery. If they consider nice, then motherfuckers should worship me. This is not a song, this here is lyrical surgery. These are more than